YouTube. This is my deck profile that everyone's been wanting to see, and I just haven't had a chance to actually make it because I want to actually deal with the actual cards. And this is my actual build. I built this from scratch, and I've had a lot of fun with this deck on DevPro. As you can see, I have a lot of videos on it. It's a very fun deck. It's very aggressive, very powerful. It gets the job done. And you know, I really hope that it continues to play very well, because link format's about to start in the next few days. What I know of is that there is one trap card that makes it where it can still be playable. The deck can be playable, but it's not going to work as well as it did come link format. So this is the deck profile, and we'll get to it. So we have 3 Buster Blader. I like this Buster Blader because he's just he's searchable, you know, from anywhere. He's not searchable, but he's easier to use than the other Buster Blader. The one that comes there's a Destruction Sword Buster Blader, and then I just like this card better. So I think this is a better card, and I think if you're playing this deck, you need to use this card instead of the other one. So I have 3 of that. I have 3 of Buster Whelp Destruction Swordsman. This card is basically your Stratos. It lets you search out the Destruction Sword cards, the Spell and Trap, and includes the Buster Blader monsters and the Destruction Sword monsters. This card basically, when you tribute summon, you tribute the card, you can special summon Buster Blader from your graveyard or hand. That Buster Blader that I'm telling you about, he's not counted as Buster Blader when he's in your hand. So that's why I don't play that card, because it makes this card, it makes it dead in your hand when you have this card in the field and you want to start your combo. Tribute this card, special summon Buster Blader, and then I'm gonna show you the next card you would use. So this card is a must, because this card is if he's in the graveyard, you can special summon him too when you have a Buster Blader in the field. All you gotta do is discard a Destruction Sword card, and you have him on the field. Start your play, start your combos, and this card you get do your explosive combos and get started. So this is the other piece to the puzzle. Dragon Buster's Destruction Sword. When you use your Whelp, special summon Buster Blader, you equip this card to Buster Blader. Then this card is basically like a Phalanx. If you remember Dragoonides and the Ducks combos, kind of like that kind of combo. You equip it to Buster Blader, and then he can special summon himself, and then you can start your synchro combo plays. So, but when he's equipped to Buster Blader, he makes it where the opponent cannot special summon from the graveyard. And this card is a target. This card and Whelp, they're targets for the draw card, cards of consonance. So these are really good things too to use. So that's the Buster Blader, the Buster Blader set right there of monsters that I use. But I also, the way I built my deck, I used Blue Eyes as the part of the engine, because it's like a backbone for the deck, because sometimes it didn't start well, and this is the card you want to go to and help you get your stuff going and start it. So this is the Blue Eyes. I have 2 Blue Eyes for the Blue Eyes engine. Then I have 2 Dragon Spirits of White. This card is a very good card. It's treated as Blue Eyes, and when you special summon or normal summon, you can banish any spell trap card that the opponent has on the field. So it's really, really good card. And I have 3 of this card, White Stone of Ancients. So when this card is sent to the graveyard, it automatically it'll let you special summon a Blue Eyes from your deck at the end of the turn. So you can basically special summon this and get rid of your opponent's spell or trap, or you can just summon Blue Eyes and then just have a big ass beater on the field. So this card is really, really important, and it's also a target for cards of consonance. You're basically getting free 2 draws and a free monster on the field. I mean, that's what makes this deck work. And I have Glow Up Bulb for extra synchro plays and combos. Secret Rare, nice. And it's Glow Up Bulb is just good. And I have Jet Synchron. I use Foolish Burial to throw these cards in the graveyard, to help me and do some synchro plays. So really good cards to have. So that's it for the monsters right there. So here's the spells. I have the draw engine here, Pot of Desires. This card is really good. You know, I only run 2, or I only run 1. Actually, I was gonna run 2, but it just, you know, you banish a little bit too many cards, and you actually do need those cards. So, but it's good to have, you know, to have 1. So you draw those 2 cards. The only problem is that, you know, that card Ash Blossom can really hurt when that happens, if they do that to you. So this is good. I have 2 Cards of Continents. This is just staple for a dragon deck, or decks that use those 1-star tuners that are dragons. Really good free draws, basically. This is for the draw engine. It's part of the draw engine. I have those 4 blue eyes. So this is good. You need it. So that's the draw engine. I have this fusion card that works with the Buster Blader. This is basically super polymerization for Buster Bladers. So if the opponent has dragons on their side of the field, which will be turned into dragons because of Buster Dragon, who's a synchro monster in this deck, you can take their monster with Buster Blader and fuse with their dragons, and then you can make the boss of this deck, and you'll pretty much win the game, most likely, if you use this card. But this card is searchable. That's why I only have 1. And he can bring himself from the graveyard by just tossing any card you have in the grave. And the best card you want to toss in the grave is this one. So that's that. We have 1 for 1 to help you special summon any of those tuner monsters from the deck, so you can start your combos. 2 Twin Twisters. This is staples right here. 1 Soul Charge is really crazy. It's making some broken plays right here. And 1 Foolish Burial. Very needed. And here's the traps. I have 2 Breakthrough Skills. Really good card. This is one of the most powerful cards in the game, or at least for this deck. Destruction Sword Memories. This card is basically lets you discard any Destruction Sword monster. No, actually Destruction Sword card, and you can special summon Buster Blader from your deck. And that's one of the reasons why that other card is not as good. You know, it doesn't count as Buster Blader in the deck. So this is more useful. So you can special summon this, you know, Buster Blader with this card. And when this card is in the graveyard, it becomes a Miracle Fusion. You can fuse in the graveyard. So this card is really strong. It makes a lot of combos. And this is the most powerful card in the deck. This is what makes the deck pretty OP, because you can pretty much game someone on the first turn with this card. And this is the card that will make it possible for you this deck to be playable in the Link format. So basically, it lets you send a Destruction Sword card to the graveyard and Buster Blader, and then you special summon Buster Dragon from your extra deck. But you can special summon it from the graveyard if it's in the graveyard already. So that's the only reason why this deck will be able to run during the Link format. And then you can special summon with, you toss this in the grave and your Buster Blader. And if you have the tuner monster, Dragon Tuner Monster, automatically you're going to be special summoning both on the field, Buster Dragon and your boss fusion, Buster Blader, on the first turn. And if you already had Buster Dragon already in the graveyard, it'll be possible for you to be able to get around the Link restriction. So this card is extremely powerful, and you need it at 3. This one you can play it at probably 2 or 3, but I played at 2. And that's it for the spells, or no, traps for Destruction Swords. I have 2 Mirror Forces. Right now, this card has become kind of outdated. I think Quaking Mirror Force is the better Mirror Force at this time, but I just still play because I just really like this card. So you can check this out, put the regular Mirror Force or even Quaking Mirror Force. I have Torrent of Tribute and compulsory, the last of all my cards. So the extra deck, this is the most powerful card in the deck, the most powerful monster. This is just crazy artwork, and this card is pretty OP if played correctly. So basically, he has an effect like he makes it where dragons cannot activate their effects, and they're all in defense mode. And he does piercing, and he gains 1,000 for every dragon monster in the graveyard or on the field, on the opponent's side of the field, basically. So he can get really big. There's times when he gets to 6,000 attack points, or even 8,000 or 9,000, and you just OTK with this card. But it's only possible when you have to have this card alongside it. Buster Dragon. That's the only way it's gonna work. Because basically, Buster Dragon turns all your monsters, the opponent's monsters, to dragons. And I run 2 of each. So this card lets you special summon regular Buster Blader from the graveyard. And also he can let you any time is a quick effect. The quick effect basically lets you can equip the tuner from the graveyard. And your best tuner you want to equip is this tuner. And equip it to Buster Blader, the fusion, or even the regular Buster Blader, and make the opponent cannot special summon from the extra deck. So I have 2 of those. And because I'm running Blue Eyes in this deck, I have 1 Azure Eyes, and I have Blue Eye Spirit Dragon. I mean, this is a really good card for this deck because I have Blue Eyes in this deck. So this is a really good card to use. Very defensive card, and it stops the graveyard of the opponent, negates stuff in the graveyard, and when they do stuff, you can tribute it, and you can special summon this, or you can actually go for this Black Rose and get bounce of monster on the opponent's side of the field. That's why I use those. I have 1 Scarlet Red Dragon Archfiend, a really good card. And I have Tyrant Red Dragon Archfiend. This card is really good. You know, it basically wipes the whole field. It's like a Judgment Dragon, basically. So it's easily summoned in this deck, and it's really good. This is my favorite right here. This card negates anything once. It negates any one face-up card the opponent has in the field. And, you know, you can protect your field from Dark Holes, Mirror Force, and all that kind of stuff. And when he inflicts damage, he basically lets you get a tuner from the graveyard. So that can also start more combos. Really good card. This is a really, really good synchro monster. I was so happy when they released it. And it's so easily summoned in this deck. So he lets you banish a tuner monster, and then you can pop any card on the field. But when he's destroyed by a card effect the opponent has, or I think any card effect, he can let you get any of those banished tuners and add it to your hand. This card is a fun card. I really like this one. Nirvana High Paladin. Basically, this card, when he destroys a monster opponent has, he can half the opponent's life points. Really strong card right here. And that's it for the synchros. And I have this card here, Tachyon Galaxy. You know, Galaxy Tachyon Dragon. As you can see, I love that card, this artwork. But this is a really good card. And of course, you need this to overlay on top of it if you need be. This is a 4,000 beater. It can pop any face-up card on the field, basically. And, you know, this card's just good. And of course, Felgrand, one of my favorite Xyzs. So, that's pretty much it for my deck profile. The Buster Blader, basically Buster Blader Dragon, Blue Eyes Dragon deck. And I hope you enjoyed it. This is my deck, and have fun. Thanks for watching. and I'll see you on the next video. Peace.